Hi Earthlings! Are you feeling busted and broke? This video is going to give you a few tips on how to win the lottery. And although I don't personally play, and I'll tell you why at the end, I have attracted so many people in my life that have repeated success. My doorman has won 8 times in a row, and my friend who's a law of attraction coach, her last client won $100,000. Will you do me a favor and just sprinkle some love on that like button? If you're like, Trice, why are you outside in the snow? Because babies are crying inside. First step to winning the lottery, you gotta be playful. My doorman is a millionaire, and he has won like 8 times in a row. Hi guys.
Hi.
I came outside because somebody was crying, and look who's here. When I'm not in quarantine in Bozeman, Montana, I live in New York City in a doorman building. And our building is an older one, built in 1924, and has 1924-year-old elevators, which means the doorman manually has to take you up each and every time and open and close the door for you. This means I get a lot of chatting time with my doorman. He is the jolliest, happiest fellow you've ever met, and he adores playing the lottery, and I can see why, because he always wins. I asked him, how you doing? He's like, I'm so happy.
Oh, well, that's the best.
And I said, why? And he proceeds to tell me how he's winning in the lottery left and right. He won $1,300 last week, and he's just currently turned $2 into $50, and he has 10 more tickets in his breast pocket. Now, I know a lot of facts about him. He has a couple properties in Queens, fabulous pension, and this is partially why he's so successful in the lottery, because he does not need the money. He's just being playful. He's playing for fun, for enjoyment, for the celebration of the game. This truth was really highlighted the other day when I was doing one of my financial planning clients, and she's like, oh, I just wish that I would win the lottery. Her ultimate manifestation is financial independence. She's been dependent on somebody else for money her entire life, and her deepest desire is to break free from that cycle. So in popped her mind of the desire to win the lottery. It's going to be very hard for her to win the lottery because so attached to a need that she wants. My friend Karen is a law of attraction coach, and she was telling me the story about one of her last clients. Her client had come to her because he was having money troubles. His intention was not to win the lottery, but what she picked up through talking with him and visualization with him is that he had this belief that money was hard to come by, that it would not come easily, and hence his money struggle, why he was having so many problems. So she planted this seed in his mind that money could come easily. He had told her a story in one of the sessions about how his friend was so lucky and how he won the lottery. And she took him a visualization on how everybody is the same. If he could win, if money could come easy for him, and that he had touched easy money, then that vibration was also already inside of him. This clicked a switch in him, and within 1 week he won $100,000 in the lottery because he had lifted that block of money being difficult and painful and hard to come by. So search around in your soul. Do you think money is difficult to get? Is it hard to come by? Is it always a struggle for you to pay your bills or your basic necessities and just get by? If so, and you're trying to win the lottery, you gotta remove that block first, because winning the lottery is the definition of easy money. My doorman has explained to me several times how he does it. He's very in tune, and he is in that joyful, grateful, abundant vibe. So before he picks the numbers, he's already oozing with gratefulness. He might win $10 in a scratch off, and when he's taking me up in the elevator, he is just celebrating how lucky he is. He adds up his money every day, how much he wins, how far he's ahead. He has a special piggy bank for it. He blesses it. He is ever grateful. And when he loses, he's not down in the dumps. He's like, that's part of playing the game. He doesn't need it. He's not desperate. He's enjoying himself and he's oozing with gratefulness. So how does he pick his magic numbers? It's a vibrational thing. He feels it, he sees it. And from the varying stories, there looks like there's no rhyme or reason, but it catches him in his heart. One story he told me, he was just walking home, and there's a house that he always looks at, but he never, ever sees anyone there. And he's lived in the area for about 30 years. When he was walking by, all of a sudden, he sees a lady standing in the window, and the house number said 200. Now, to me, I would have just walked past, more amused about the lady in the window, but to him, it was a sign. He felt connected to the number 200. He could not shake this idea of this number 200. He walked all the way home, took off his hat and coat, sat down in his chair. He got right back up, put his hat back on, and went to the corner store and bought a ticket and won $200. How he's worked this winning into his vibration is he feels like he will win. Because he's won so many times, maybe it's just built so much belief that he'll just continue winning, and the losses really don't bother him because he knows his number will come. It's like he's already won the lottery, so the universe is just confirming. So not necessarily for the lottery, but I kept seeing 222, 222. So I went and looked up that number, and it meant faith and patience. It was exactly the message that I needed to know at that time. So whether the numbers can serve you in any way. If you're trying to win the lottery, they could be the number that you're pulling up, or they could just be guidance from your guides in the universe. Why doesn't Trice play the lottery? Growing up as a kid, I used to get $2.50 a week as an allowance. And I was going to go to New York City for the first time in my life. I had saved up a whole month of allowance, and I had $10. And I was also holding on to my cousin's $10, and I had $20 in my pocket. And we went to one of these fair carnival-like things. And have you ever played that game where you put in the quarter to push the other quarters off? And you're supposed to win a lot of money by the quarters falling off, and they never do. Well, I played that game, and I put the whole $20 in the machine and got nothing. Except for intense shame. My mom was so outrageously upset with me for spending my cousin's money, and received nothing but disappointment for a month of saving up my money and not having money for another month because I had to give it to my cousin. This left a residue so deep in me that playing the lottery seems like zero fun to me, and it violates rule number 1. Be playful. You're enjoying the ride, you're enjoying the journey, you're enjoying the surprise, you're enjoying the unfolding. So if that is not your truth, there are a zillion of other ways to attract abundance easily, not through hard work. I have a huge desire to earn money, to add value, but most of my abundance has been attracted to me and given to me. I have owned 4 Apple computers in my life, and all of them, except for this last one I just bought this year, were given to me, brand new, easily. I had just met this guy, and he was abundant. He had retired early, and he wanted to do a script writing project together, but I didn't have a computer to do it on. And he's like, well, I'll just buy you one. And I was like, okay. That's a small example of how money can come easily, even from different sources than the lottery. If you've won the lottery and have tips on how to do it, leave them in the comments below so other people can become winners too. Ciao.